Have you ever been, sitting at your desk just completely locked in?
Oh yeah, totally in the zone.
You're solving world problems, you're answering a million emails, or maybe you're just scrolling through some very specific home decor
Of
sites.
course. And then you get the buzz.
Yes, the buzz. Your phone, your watch, it vibrates, and this notification pops up that just says, "Stand up now."
It feels like a personal attack, doesn't it? Like your own technology is judging your life choices.
It's a passive-aggressive digital life coach.
Yeah.
And it just highlights this total absurdity of modern life. I mean, our bodies were designed for constant motion. Right?
Hunting, gathering, running away from things with big teeth.
Exactly. And now we have to be reminded and, shamed into moving by a machine on our wrist.
It's a real conflict.
Yeah.
We're biologically programmed to be in motion, but our entire society is, well, it's built around sitting for hours and hours.
And that leads us right into the mission for this deep dive, because that resistance you feel to the word exercise, it's not laziness.
No, not at all.
It's that the traditional idea of it, the whole pilgrimage to the gym, finding a parking spot, getting on a giant hamster wheel for 45 minutes, it's completely unnatural. Honestly, it's painfully boring.
You're right. Our brains are wired to conserve energy and avoid pain and boredom. A lot of what we call working out kind of ticks all three of those boxes. We're almost designed to quit.
So today, we've basically put together a list of cheat codes. These are hacks to inject exercise into your day without it even feeling like you're doing it.
We're going to help you become active by accident.
I love that. Okay, let's unpack this. We're going to start with what we're calling the micro-movement manifesto.
This is, I think, the perfect solution for anyone who feels like they have no time or just hates the gym. It respects your schedule, but still gives you huge benefits.
So the first hack is the 3-minute office burst. The rule is really simple, but you have to stick to it. Every hour you're at the computer, you take a 3-minute high-intensity break.
We're talking body weight stuff here.
Yes.
Push-ups, burpees, high knees, anything to get that heart rate up fast.
And if you do that for an 8-hour day, those little bursts, they really start to add up.
Oh, they do. Some of the research even suggests these short, intense breaks can be equivalent to a full, longer workout for certain physiological markers.
Okay, I have to push back on that a little. Are you telling me that 3 minutes of burpees is the same as 45 minutes of jogging? I mean, what's the catch?
That's a great question. And it's not that you're building the exact same amount of muscle, for example. The real benefit is that you are completely breaking the static pattern of sitting.
Okay.
Sitting for 8 hours straight is, and I'm not exaggerating, a physiological catastrophe for your body. These little microbursts, they create spikes of intensity that interrupt that pattern. They improve your metabolic profile for the rest of the hour.
So the biggest win is just interrupting the damage of sitting still.
Exactly. It's about damage interruption, not just fitness accumulation.
That makes so much more sense. Okay, so the psychological trick is that you're only committing to 3 minutes. But if that still sounds like too much,
Which for some people it is.
let's shrink it down, like way down. Let's talk about the 4-second sprint.
4 seconds.
Can you afford 4 seconds of your time? I mean, that is barely long enough to unlock your phone.
It's basically nothing.
Yeah.
But the idea is a really high-intensity, 4-second burst, sprinting in place, jumping rope, whatever, maximum effort. And you repeat that, say, 20 times throughout the day.
20 times sounds like a lot until you realize you can do one right before you walk into the kitchen or right after you get out of your car. No equipment needed, no changing clothes.
And this creates what some call a wave approach. You spike your pulse for 4 seconds, then you rest. It's incredibly therapeutic. It wakes up your whole system.
It goes back to that goal-setting hack, right? If the
I
goal
think-
is ridiculously small, it's just doable.
Instantly doable. And consistency becomes almost inevitable. Something is always better than nothing.
Okay, so let's move from these tiny intentional bursts to sneaking in the work. This is all about changing your environment to make movement unavoidable.
This is the world of NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's basically all the energy you burn that isn't formal exercise, eating or sleeping. Pacing, tapping your feet, folding laundry, all that fidgeting. We want to maximize it.
And the easiest way to do that is the phone pacing hack. When you're on the phone, a work call, a social call, whatever, just don't sit down.
Get up, walk around the room.
Or better yet, go outside. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It pairs really well with the mortality test couch hack.
That sounds a little ominous.
I know, right? But go on.
It's actually really simple. When you're watching TV, just ditch the couch. Sit on the floor instead.
Oh man, I can feel my hips tightening just thinking about sitting cross-legged for 2 hours.
That's the whole point. Your body will naturally shift around, you'll kneel, you'll go into a half squat. And here's the thing. Studies have shown a direct link between your ability to get up and down from the floor without using your hands
And what?
and your overall longevity. It's a fantastic predictor of mortality.
You're kidding.
Not at all. By practicing this, you're improving hip flexibility, you're maintaining your posture, strengthening your legs. You are literally training for a longer life while you binge watch the latest show.
So you're tricking your body into staying functional using premium cable. I love that. Okay, so let's scale this environmental idea up.
This is environmental engineering. If the exercise is just part of the landscape of your home, you don't even have to think about it.
Right, I actually read about this guy who wanted to build a climbing wall to get to his home office.
That is extreme.
So he wouldn't have to walk through the living room. The idea was he would literally have to climb to work.
Okay, that's maybe a bit much, but the insight is solid. It's all about removing the activation energy.
Exactly. So instead of a climbing wall, maybe just install a pull-up bar in a doorway you use all the time.
And the rule is, every time you walk through, you have to do 4 pull-ups. Or maybe just 1.
Or just hang for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Or keep an exercise band next to the couch. When a commercial comes on, you just grab it. The easier it is to start, the more likely you are to do it.
You're just harnessing the power of the obvious.
Okay, let's pivot now to the deep physiological side. We're talking about specific moves that give you these massive, disproportionate results. First up is the seated calf cheat.
This targets the soleus muscle. It's a deep calf muscle, and it's pretty unique because it's very fatigue resistant.
So how does this hack work? I'm picturing myself doing calf raises at my desk.
It's even more subtle. While you're sitting, with your feet flat on the floor, you just raise your heel up and down. It's a very slight, repetitive pump. You could do it with both legs or alternate.
Okay, I'm doing it right now. It feels like I'm just twitching my leg. What's the massive benefit here?
This is the incredible part. Research shows this specific action helps balance your insulin and blood sugar.
Wait, what?
When the soleus is activated this way, it dramatically increases how efficiently you clear glucose from your blood. You are fighting post-meal sugar spikes just by pumping a muscle under your desk.
That is actually remarkable. So you're turning dead time, metabolically speaking, into an active, continuous sugar balancing period.
Precisely.
All right, the second power move, this one's called the power of the brakes. Eccentric exercise.
Eccentric exercise is maybe the single most powerful form of movement you can do. It's all about focusing on the muscle as it's lengthening under tension, not contracting.
So like in a push-up. Pushing up is the contracting part.
That's concentric.
Right. And slowly lowering yourself back down to the floor. That's eccentric, the braking part.
Exactly. When you walk downhill, your quads are working eccentrically to slow you down. And that braking system is 40 to 60% stronger than the contracting motion.
So how do you apply that?
When you do a squat, take 4 or 5 seconds to lower yourself down and then stand up quickly. Focus on that slow, controlled descent.
Why is that so much more powerful?
It creates 2 to 3 times the mechanical tension on the muscle. And mechanical tension is the #1 stimulus for muscle growth and strength. You're creating these tiny micro tears as the muscle lengthens, which forces massive nerve adaptation.
So to get and stay strong, I should prioritize the slow, negative part of the movement.
Absolutely. And the benefits go way beyond strength. Eccentric training is the single best therapy for chronic tendon problems, like runner's knee. It's been shown to increase stem cells. And, most importantly, it's the absolute best thing you can do to slow down age-related muscle loss.
Sarcopenia.
Sarcopenia. If you want to fight aging, focus on the brakes.
Fight aging by taking the slow route down.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears completely and talk about the mental game, because none of this works if your head isn't in the right space.
So true. Too many people are stuck in this mindset of, I need to get around to exercising. It puts the action forever in the future.
You're always working towards an identity you don't have yet. You're waiting to become a person who exercises.
The shift has to be, I am someone who is in motion. Adopt the identity right now. That way the 4-second sprint isn't a chore, it's just a reflection of who you already are.
That's powerful. And with that identity, you also have to reframe your goals. Focus on health first, weight loss second. This is such a critical trap. If your only goal is to lose weight and the scale doesn't move for a week, you're going to get frustrated and quit.
But exercise builds muscle, which weighs more than fat. It strengthens your bones, which adds weight. The scale is a terrible metric for progress, especially at the start.
Exactly. Focus on Feeling stronger, sleeping better, having more energy. Those are the real wins. Weight loss will just be a nice side effect.
And to build that momentum, let's talk about two super simple timed commitments. First, 15 minutes of weight training once a week.
Just 15 minutes.
That's what the science says is the minimum effective dose to fight that age-related muscle loss. You make those 15 minutes intense, work as many muscles as you can, but that's your baseline.
Then the second commitment.
The post-meal walk. A 15-minute gentle walk right after every big meal.
Ah, a metabolic game changer. That walk immediately tells your body to shuttle the sugar you just ate into your muscles to be used as fuel instead of being stored as fat.
You're basically neutralizing the sugar spike before it even happens. Okay, so to support all this, let's quickly run through some nutritional stuff. Fuel.
Okay. First, if you're doing any of these intense microbursts or that weekly strength session, creatine is a great addition. It helps regenerate ATP, which is the immediate energy your muscles use for short, powerful movements.
It's the fuel for those 4-second sprints.
Exactly. And if you just feel tired all the time before you even start, you might want to look at some foundational nutrients.
Like magnesium.
That's often the big one. It's involved in over 300 processes in your body, but most importantly, making energy ATP and relaxing muscles, which helps with recovery and sleep.
You also mentioned vitamin B1 and potassium.
Also key for boosting cellular energy. If your energy production chain is broken, none of these hacks will feel very good.
And speaking of not feeling good, let's wrap this section with a warning that feels counterintuitive. The danger of overtraining.
Right. More is not always better.
I went through this myself. I thought I was crushing it. Long workouts every day, high intensity all the time. But I was just exhausted.
You're putting too much chronic stress on your system. It can cause inflammation markers to go up. It can deplete your nutrients.
That's exactly what happened. My blood work showed chronic inflammation and I was low in things like vitamin C, even though my diet was great. The answer wasn't more supplements. It was just less.
Less volume.
Yeah. I switched to intense work every other day and filled the rest in with long, low stress walks, and everything normalized. It's all about quality over quantity.
Which brings us back to that core philosophy. Your movement needs to be efficient. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, is the king here. Even 10 minutes is hugely beneficial.
And supporting all of this, there are two non-negotiables. First, sleep.
Absolutely non-negotiable. If your sleep is terrible, your body can't recover, you won't release growth hormone, all of these hacks will just have tiny returns.
And second, you need accountability and pairing.
You need some kind of push, a buddy or a trainer, but you can make it fun through pairing.
Pairing is just turning exercise into the price of admission for entertainment.
Right. You love a certain podcast, only listen while you're on a walk. You have a favorite Netflix show. You can only watch it while you're on a stationary bike or doing floor exercises.
It makes the movement painless. Okay, to leave you with one final thought. The ultimate metric. The gold standard for fitness is something called VO2 max.
It's a fancy lab test measuring how your cells consume oxygen during maximum effort. But you don't need a lab.
No, you can get a pretty good proxy just by checking your resting pulse rate.
A well-trained heart is more efficient. It needs fewer beats to pump blood through your body.
So an athlete's heart beats slowly because it's strong. You want that resting pulse rate to be nice and low, ideally somewhere between 65 and 70 beats per minute, or even lower. It's a simple number that tells you a lot.
So focus on those ridiculously small goals. Adopt that identity of someone who's always in motion, and just watch how those tiny changes start to compound.
So if you're already in motion, what new, ridiculously tiny 4-second goal will you set for yourself today?